Hello everyone, I'm CoolGuy, welcome back. With what today's video is about, it's kinda odd. I'm not saying it's the best in the game, it's just different. But I can tell you it's very strong and I highly encourage you to try it. It is big damage overall. It's either back to back huge chunk damage, or it's just keeping a buff alive that kinda shouldn't be. I want you to use this information in activities where it can come up, maybe in solo activities or boss phases, definitely in match game in certain scenarios, but what's nice about this now is that it does pair with the artifact with what I want to talk about. The two weapons I do want to talk about are Izanagi's Burden and Borealis. Izanagi for its big burst damage and Borealis for the ability to match shields. Both of them have a place, either heavy damage or for match game. With these two weapons, there's a trick that you can do, and it involves Sympathetic Arsenal. And remember, the perk states that reloading after a final blow also reloads stored weapons. On screen is all kinetic and special weapons with this perk. Green highlighted means that it's an energy weapon, and also in text next to them is going to be if they're with the artifact this season. There are only 6 kinetics with Sympathetic Arsenal, only 1 SMG, Friction Fire, and that one's important. I still don't have it, but SMGs always seem to find themselves inside the artifact. But there's bows, which are great with a perk, because as soon as you get the final blow, the arrow knocks, everything stowed is reloaded. I want to first talk about Borealis, then get to Izanagi. Borealis has 2 things about it. First, the fundamentals. Able to change between Solar, Arc, Void. It's honestly a top option for match game. I know a lot of players run hard light, but remember we do have anti-barrier for sniper rifles, and that's where Borealis can come in. And when you do run snipers in activities like this, run Sniper Ammo Finder and Reserves, and it's going to be fine. You're going to have the ammo. The second perk, Ionic Return. Breaking an enemy shield transfers 1 bullet from the reserves. Breaking a combatant shield or the shield of a guardian within a super, with that shield's energy type, grants bonus damage for the rest of the magazine. So the base damage for a high impact sniper right here is going to be 25,030. And this is just to show the percentages. Vorpal Weapon is going to be 28,784. And Vorpal Weapon does depend on the weapon type and the activity. So in PvE, it grants 15% more damage on a high impact sniper. This is coded as a boss, so if you put on a boss spec on this Vorpal high impact sniper, you get to 31,021. It's a total of 24% more damage from base, that 2530. When you match a shield with Borealis, you have the perk, it deals 34,972, 40% more damage. That's good, that's high damage, and remember, when this weapon came out, it used to do double damage, so 40% is just fine. And remember, you have Hedrons, Rifts, debuffs, buffs to go on top of this. But here's the beautiful part and the ways that you can work with match game and the activity burn in your loadout. When pairing a weapon that has Sympathetic Arsenal, you can break a shield with Borealis, match that shield, you now have Ionic Return. Borealis has 5 rounds, and there are a couple things you can do with that. Again, this is if you're playing solo with match game or even doing fire team activities. You break a matching shield, proc Ionic Return. Better yet, you try to find the burn for the activity. Say it's Solar Burn, meaning that Solar does more damage. You land a shot on a Solar shield, you're gonna get the bullet back for breaking the shield, and then you're locked into Ionic for the Solar Burn. For bigger enemies, you land the upped damage shots, the 40% more per shot. You can even throw down all 5 shots on that target. Even with 0 in the magazine, Ionic Return is still active. But if you reload, the buff is going to be gone. That's where Sympathetic Arsenal can come in. You land the shots, or you just kind of go in between Borealis and whatever weapon has Sympathetic Arsenal, but you would get a kill, reload. When you go back to Borealis, it's still going to have Ionic Return. So you can go throughout the activity matching shields to what you need to, and in the in-between times, you try to match the shield to the burn. That way you can use the increased damage. It's really good. Then Hedrons, charged with light, high energy fire, buffs, debuffs. And after I talk about Izanagi, I'm going to get into the total damage part. For Izanagi's Burden, you have Honed Edge. Reload to consume all 4 bullets into 1 for big damage. They nerfed the reload, they nerfed various things with Izanagi, but it's still great for chunk damage. But what you can do is load in the ×4, hold it, stow it. So it's consumed into 1 bullet, you stow it away. Do an ad clear with your Sympathetic Arsenal weapon. It's going to reload the stowed weapons in the background. When you bring Izanagi back out, there's going to be 4 in the magazine, and when you shoot it, the first one will be that big ×4, but after that, you could rapid fire 3 regular shots. This gets the most out of this weapon for boss damage, but especially against anti-barrier, because usually when you hit an anti-barrier, it's going to do some chunk damage, but after that, you're going to have to switch to another weapon or load in another ×4 really quickly. With this strategy, you can do the big chunk damage, then you have 3 rounds after that that's going to finish off before the barrier even can come up. It's really, really good. To put all this together, it pairs best with a lasting impression rocket. This one right here is the Dream. It's from Trials. I'm looking for the Adept version when it comes out. You can also get this perk combination on the Solar Code Duello. It's auto-loading Lasting Impression. Auto-loading is best. After that, you want Impulse Amplifier and then just any perk, but you really want auto-loading. Because when you start your damage, and I'll start with Izanagi, you shoot the Lasting Impression rocket, switch to Izanagi, hit the ×4, hit the 3 regular shots. While you're doing that, it auto-reloads the rocket in the background, so once you're done with the Izanagi, you go back to the rocket to shoot it again. And then if you have it after that, that's going to be your Chaos Reach Geomag, your Falling Star Thunder Crash. It's a sequence of damage that is very high. So it's Lasting Impression Rocket, damage with your sniper, that could be Borealis or Izanagi, then another Lasting Impression Rocket, then the Super. If you're with a fire team and someone has Divinity, the Izanagi makes more sense for this. If you're in match game, Borealis makes more sense, but both of them are top tier using them this way. Sympathetic Arsenal is the key to it, even in activities where you're underleveled because you have that damage back to back to back. And you need to land it all if you're underleveled. But with the Izanagi case, you're able to clean up after its first big shot. In Borealis' case, you're going to be able to run around pretty much the entire time with 40% more damage. And if you're lucky enough, you're going to be matching burn, and that's just all the time. You're going to be looking really, really good. Then again, you play to your buffs, your debuffs, high energy fire, things like that, maybe Godslayer warheads for the rocket. It's just awesome. And like I started with, I don't really know what to call this. I don't really even know what to title this video, but Sympathetic Arsenal with these two weapons, it really changes them. It changes them to a completely different experience. It changes them so you can do more with them in solo and team play. I don't really see anyone doing this or talking about it. And there's still play for a sword instead of a Lasting Impression rocket, but this is obviously a distance play to pick off anti-barrier or majors, ultras at a distance, or at the very least put up good damage. I'm not high enough for Grandmasters yet, but I do intend to try these loadouts with my fire team, and as always, share down below things to add, because it really works well with stasis hedrons. You can get hedrons going a lot of the time to add to these damage strats that we're talking about. Otherwise, just for pure damage, high energy fire is always going to be there. Now, the weapons I have Sympathetic Arsenal on are False Promises, Cold Denial, Brass Attacks, the Keening, and Imperial Needle. Not too many, but really here, I know a lot of you have deleted weapons with this perk. It's technically a throwaway perk. It's a great perk though, but most of the time you're looking for other great rolls for these weapons, maybe Kill Clip or Rampage. So you might have to dig deep into the vault to try this out. I can say though, it is worth it. It's very fun to play with. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. If you're looking for a new controller, I am partnered with Scuff Gaming. You can use the link down below in the description and use my code COOL at checkout for a discount. Let's talk about Sympathetic Arsenal overall, but specifically with these two sniper rifles, and let's add to the build and share tips. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.